This one's sort of straightforward. Maria had municipal bond interest of $6,000, certificate of deposit interest of $4,000, some reinvested corporate bond interest of $2,000, mutual fund municipal bond interest of $7,000, and savings of $1,000. Which would be her taxable interest? Well, you got to kind of go through and identify it. Largely, folks, what you're going to find is that your tax-free issuances are going to be municipal, which are basically city or state, town issuances. So you'll see these general obligation bonds and things like that in there. So we have municipal bond interest of $6,000 is non-taxable. Certificate of deposit interest of $4,000, that's taxable. I'm just going to use my fingers, it'll be easier. Reinvested corporate bond interest of $2,000, so I'm up to $6,000, so that's 5 and 1 is 6. Mutual fund municipal bond interest $7,000, it's municipal, that's not taxable. And then you have a savings account interest of $1,000, so up to $7,000, and that's the amount that would be. So look for the words municipal. Those are typically the things that you see excluded, unless there's something else that we're going to look at, which is what we're going to do next. Let's take a look at question number 4. Question 4 is one of my more favorite questions because we get a chance to do some things and also ties back to the form we looked at. So sometimes putting numbers to a form makes a whole lot more sense. It's just that it takes forever to go through every one if we did every single one of these. So feel free when I'll get out of the problem for a minute. Feel free that when you're going through and looking at the database, you work through the problems, see what they're like, see why the things are a little bit different than what you get for an answer if they happen to be wrong. But that's how you get comfortable with concepts, is, at least I do, is like, all right, I heard what you said, but how does that get applied? So here's another one. Paul and Gina married, cashed in some Series E savings bonds. The total proceeds were $7,132, which is $5,000 for principal and interest of $2,132. They used the money to help pay the daughter's tuition. That amount was $4,000. They are not claiming an education credit, which is great because you're not supposed to if you use it for that. How much interest can they exclude? Now, let me just, before I even do the problem, they cashed out $7,132. If they used at least $7,132, then all of the interest of $2,132 would be totally excluded because I took all of the proceeds and paid tuition and qualifying fees. If they took $7,132 out and they went and had a big party, they spent nothing on tuition and fees, the entire $2,132 would be taxable as interest income because savings bonds are taxable as interest income. They're just federal savings bonds and they get recognized as income when they get cashed in. We are not on either one of those situations. We're not all taxable or all excludable because $4,000 of the $7,132 has been used. So what happens is you basically set up a ratio. It's real easy. So $4,000 was the amount of tuition, $7,132 is how much is in total. And basically what you're doing is you're taking the $2,132 times 4,000 over 7,132, which is like 56%. And that basically says of the 2,132, 56% of that can be excluded from gross income because it was used to pay tuition. The bigger this number gets, the bigger that number gets and the more that gets excluded. The smaller the tuition gets, the smaller the exclusion gets. So basically it's a math formula. So figure this out, okay? How much was paid over the total proceeds, not the total interest, but the total proceeds, and that's how much you can exclude. I like the problem. It was a good one. That gives you answer D as the correct answer. I got a couple quick true-false questions for you. First, a gift valued at $60 was received from a savings institution for opening a savings account. That's taxable interest, and the answer, of course, is true. This happens. You may have actually gotten a toaster or something like that once in your life, or a piece of luggage or something like that from the bank, or maybe even a water bottle, okay? But the value is considered to be interest income. Interest was credited to Jane's savings account on December 31st, 2016. As long as Jane leaves the interest in the account and does not withdraw it, the interest is not taxable to her. Jane, it's taxable to you when it gets credited to your account. The fact that you didn't take it is like, awesome, leave it at the bank. But that doesn't cause the interest not to be taxable. It's taxable when credited to your account. So this one here is a false statement. Okay? So the application of it.